Hi, Susan here from MOBAs on Thursday the 26th of July, and today we've got gadgets coming out of our ears. First though, it looks like Facebook is gearing up to file for an IPO in 2008. It is apparently on target this year for generating $100 million in revenue. This is largely due to their 2006 deal with Microsoft to power contextual ads on Facebook. This is generating, according to reports, on average $50 to $75 million yearly. Now, some things that might slow down the IPO process are Facebook's low-quality advertising, low click-through rates, and a lawsuit that's been filed against Zuckerberg, Facebook's owner. He's been accused of stealing the idea for Facebook from fellow students at Harvard. What idea? The social network one? It seems as though this lawsuit might just be a little far-fetched, but I guess financial success always comes at a price, and with 31 million users, it seems inevitable someone might want a slice of that cake. Let's face it, Facebook is well designed, but it has been really lucky. We shouldn't forget though that the buyout rumours of Facebook with Microsoft are also still very strong. I honestly can't see that happening and can't imagine if it does go ahead how their workers and user base would react. One thing is clear, Facebook is going to have to find a better way to generate income from their user base. But if recent estimates of Facebook worth are accurate, Yahoo must be kind of bummed they didn't get it, and Zuckerberg is probably waving that business card of his, "I'm CEO, bitch." As social networks keep growing in popularity, it is important to keep an eye on some of the possible dangers that can be lurking within. MySpace have found and got rid of more than 29,000 registered sex offenders on their site in the US. This is more than 4 times the number listed by the company 2 months ago, and frankly that number is pretty staggering. Though MySpace were initially reluctant to share information, after different states filed lawsuits, they began releasing it. While many people are calling on sites like MySpace to introduce tougher ways for children to sign up, i.e. be verified by parents with credit card info, etc., I'm not really sure how this would work in reality. But there are clearly a lot of arguments for and against what should be done here, and maybe it's time just for parents to assume more responsibility by making sure their kids are monitored and also making them aware of some of the dangers. So from the virtual social networks to real ones, in Spain right now there's a campus party going on. Simply put, this is a yearly event where anyone who's doing anything related to technology, mainly in Spain, get together for a couple of days, camp out with their computers on really high bandwidth, have some fun and interact. This place is full of geeks, so we sent one of our own MoBuzzers to Valencia, and yesterday he caught up with Chris Lobdell, Customer Solutions Engineer from Google, where he talks about Google Gadgets.
Google Gadgets are a relatively new product to Google. We're very excited about it. Gadgets provide a way by which developers, businesses, and individuals can create information and share that information very easily. As the web becomes more fragmented, it's a way for people to easily access that information as well. Yeah, for simple development, I mean, a gadget from a technical standpoint is just an XML wrapper with HTML inside. So you can really get a gadget up and running in less than, say, 5 minutes. In addition, we have a number of APIs to be able to do more complex things like incorporate Flash objects, tabs, use Google Analytics, and so forth. Yeah, so what's exciting about gadgets is the architecture is very open. So not only can your gadget be embedded on the iGoogle homepage, but it can be incorporated into the Mac OS X dashboard, for example. We also have agreements in place with IBM, Red Hat, and a number of other organizations where the gadgets can be distributed across the enterprise as well, and then also Google Desktop. Yeah, and that's where a lot of the traffic comes from as well.
If you want to see the whole interview, it's on the newsroom. Speaking of gadgets, are you looking for a simpler life, an easier one? Here we've got a couple of things to make that happen. From September in Japan, Hitachi are allowing customers to test a system that will enable them to pay for things by scanning their finger instead of using a credit card. This system uses biometric technology to identify the veins on a person's finger, matches it with the date on the credit card company holds. All this only takes a second or two apparently, enabling it to act as a credit card or an ATM one. Hitachi are going to try it out for a period of 3 months before, if all goes well, commercializing it. Okay, so we've all seen Minority Report. If they can cut out your eye, is the finger next? Well, luckily Hitachi have thought of this and already have the technology that will track blood circulation in order to tell a live palm or finger to one that's not. Phew! More more stuff from Japan, if not a little crazier. Forget traditional noisily, costly air conditioning, just buy one of these. For under $400, you can sleep peacefully on this air-conditioned mattress. With extremely quiet dual fans at the foot of the bed, cool air is pulled in from behind your head and circulated through the soft membrane, which also acts as an air cushion to support you. Sounds good, and apparently only costs you about 24 cents per month with 8 hours usage per day. Please let me know if any of you out there have tried it. I'd really like to hear about it. This next invention from EcoGeek does seem like one that should have been out like since way back. A gadget that uses sink water to flush the toilet. In this diagram, you can see how it works. The Aqua system collects the water from a bathroom sink and filters and disinfects it before it gets reused as flush water for the toilet. That's all great though, as long as the system doesn't go wrong and like reverse the order or something, because that would be nasty. And in more online news, Wikipedia are taking advantage of pointing out the mistakes of the, let's face it, more revered and respected encyclopedia, Britanica. Held up as a pillar of good and accurate information, Wikipedia has been exposing, in a nice way of course, some mistakes, including the wrong name at birth for Bill Clinton and the definition of the NP problem in mathematics. The wisdom of crowds technique used by Wikipedia might be worth a look at, though Wikipedia is kind enough to point out that no one encyclopedia is perfect, not even Britanica. Finally today, do you feel like dancing? I know it's only Thursday, but it is the summer and definitely time to shake a groove. See you tomorrow!